So when Ryan came to see me, that was 2 years ago, right? And he wanted to hit a hydro, but couldn't.
I couldn't.
Yeah, and we got his numbers. Even with the driver, he was hitting down and swinging left. Everything that he did in his swing said fade, low fade. I told him that the easiest thing he can do is to just play that ball flight. There's really nothing wrong with it. He was insistent on playing a hydro. He wanted to learn how to hit a hydro.
There were times that I needed a shot which requires a hydro, and I wasn't able to do that. It would get me in trouble, pretty much.
Imagine him swinging at 110 plus miles per hour, and his loft was 11 degrees with the driver, and the ball was launching at 6 degrees.
I think I was, same setup and very leaned forward, right? I think, and I was pretty much very just lifty, and I think I was trying to hit a hydro, but my body won't let me because I'm in a position where it's just going to come down straight across.
Yeah, you were very restricted with your lower body. You actually never got off the left side on the backswing. And then from there you would just spin, and then the club was really behind you, very narrow, and then
down and left.
Basically what we did, instead of, go ahead and do your setup again. So instead of restricting the lower body and the hips, I told them to come off, or to get off the left side more. Yeah. And that allowed him, the vacancy under the left leg or left foot, allowed him to shift more. And that gave him time for his long arms to come down this way, which created a more shallow angle of attack, a more inside approach, and that meant you could hit that high with a little draw, right? The bonus is you got
faster. And I got longer. I think I got longer by 10-15 yards. Yeah, with my irons.
At least,
with a driver, also the same.
At first, I didn't even want to do it, but he was stubborn enough he was persistent in telling me that he wanted to draw, and I was actually willing to explore other possibilities, right?
I remember that time last year, I think around June. Half of the year in 2018, I missed everything. So I didn't make any money for the past 6 months. And then I came up to you before I left for Davao, and you were telling me, Ryan, why don't you just stick to the low fade or the little fade that your body is meant to do. I said, no, coach, I really want to hit that high draw. And coach stuck with me. But he did tell me this one thing before I left for Davao, was to accept that I am going to miss. I am going to miss big. As long as I accept it, I'll be fine.
So it's just a change in perspective.
Yeah, right? a different mindset, a different approach to when I'm out on the golf course. So that week in Davao, that's where it all started. I made the cut, made some money that week.
The first time I met Ryan was actually not on the golf course or in the driving range. It was in a Bible study group. We were attending the same church, and another golfer, Joseph Suarez, invited him to attend, and that's where it started. And that brings me to actually the main point of this video. What I always tell Ryan in our Bible study groups is, your vision of who you are impacts your actions, impacts your thoughts, your words.
Yes.
And having the security, knowing that God has a plan for you, God has a plan for your life. I always tell him the best is yet to come, right? And that put everything in perspective.
Yeah.
All the hard work, the achievements, the adversity, the success. When you look at it in light of God's plan, it's all good. And it's not about the religion, right?
It's not about religion.
It's not about a set of rules that you have to follow. Don't do this, don't do that. He's not perfect, I'm not perfect, and you know, we're all works in progress, but we're allowing ourselves, our lives to be transformed inside out. It actually gave you the freedom to go out and just play and not worry about so many things.
Correct.
Because at the end of it all, you're already a winner.
Yes.
Correct? Yes.
When I'm out on the golf course, I don't think about much. I just go out there and play. You know, I trust God in a sense where it's okay if I mishit a shot. It's okay if I don't make a putt. It's okay if I hit it in the water. It's okay if I hit it out of bounds. But then there's always something rewarded after, where, oh, I hit this great shot, you know, or coach, I am hitting it good, or, you know, everything's always bound to fall into place because of my faith in God. And I believe that it's always going to be that way. You just got to learn to accept and trust in God in and out of the golf course.
Golf for me stands for game of life first. That has to be more important. If we can put everything in that light, we have a better perspective, and that actually helps us play better because we put the more important things before us, and then all these things follow. And that's what the Bible says. Seek the kingdom, and all these things will follow. So I hope you enjoyed this episode, and thank you, Ryan, so much.
Thanks, Coach, for inviting me. Guys, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe down here. And that's it. That's it.
Freedom! Freedom! Ayoko na. Sakit na likod ko.